That's a ride body beat.
Yo, Panther Nation, what's good? Welcome back to Carolina's Armchair GM. I am your host, CJ. All right. So we're going to get into another week of training camp talk. Okay. We're going to talk about training camp week 2 and the festivities that went on at Fan Fest last night. Let me tell you one thing about it. It was hot. It was hot for a little bit. Till the sun finally went behind the scoreboard. Now there was a few people up in one section that they were baking until the till the damn near got dark. But yeah, good time last night. Good time. A lot of things to talk about this week. As far as training camp goes. Another blow to the season as far as a player that was poised to to have a good season for the Carolina Panthers. All right. So as everybody is joining, make sure y'all do the usual. Okay. Make sure y'all go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. If you're watching on YouTube, watching on X, make sure you go and follow. Okay. And I appreciate all the love and support. And as always, let me bring up my big little cousin, Mr. Low Tone Tony. How you doing, sir?
Yep, I'm out here already, cuz what it is, what it ain't.
No, okay. Somebody had some Red Bull this morning. All right.
Nah, I probably done had too many cups of black tea today, so I'm a little caffeined up. Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Went to this new little breakfast spot that my wife one of her coworkers put on to last weekend. So we tried it today, and I'll be back tomorrow morning. Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yes,
okay. Sir. All right. Towing around here
yeah.
like Speedy Gonzalez.
Yep. I gotta get it.
That's all right. That's all right.
Got put on to a new tea today. A black tea is a blueberry black tea. Man, that thing was hitting. You hear me?
Okay.
Thing was hitting.
All right. Cool beans. All right. So get a couple comments here. Poppin, he said he is first. What's going on with you, Poppin? How you doing that good, sir? All right. And of course, Tony's, yeah, I'm out here.
Now say it with your whole chest, nigga. Say it with your whole chest.
Nah, I'm good. NH official said, how did Princey look? We'll get into that in a little bit. All right. Appreciate y'all for joining. Okay, let's go ahead and dive into this. All right. So off the rip, we got to get into the major news of training camp this week. And that is Mr. Chris Brazzell, our 3rd round pick out of Tennessee. Okay, so at first we all got the news that he was carted off the field, couldn't put any pressure on his knee. Dave Canales later said at the press conference that they were going to get imaging and whatnot. And then it came out later on that he had a partially torn LCL, and the timetable was initially only going to be 8 weeks. Okay. So I don't know about y'all, but me, I'm sitting there calculating. I'm like, okay, cool. He should be back around the end of September. Hopefully, if everything goes right and it's just 8 weeks, he'll miss the first 4 or 5 games of the season. Maybe 6, and then we can see what's good from there. All right. So that did not last too long at all, because the very next morning, was it morning or afternoon? I forgot when I saw the message. It might have been afternoon, because I think I saw it and I said something to you, Tone. But you got the report that they got a second opinion on Brazzell's knee, and so now he's going to have season-ending surgery. So that's why I put up here torn LCL. Right. He is going to be out for the whole season. Okay. So again, I put a reel out, and I was like, with Nick Scorton. And I say, yo, the Carolina Panthers fans, we just can't have nothing nice. You know what I mean? What was it? The first day of camp, we lose him. Now we lose Chris Brazzell. Now, mind you, okay, I'm not saying this as Chris Brazzell is a 4-year, 5-year vet. He has multiple 1,000-yard season. He's out here breaking ankles and, is a touchdown machine or, a legit deep threat proven, in the NFL. He's a rookie. Okay, so we haven't seen what he's going to be capable of as of yet, but there was a lot of optimism around Chris Brazzell this season. A lot of early expectations. Even given the little bit of work that he's done on the field, in OTAs in the first part of training camp. Okay, so Tone, how does Brazzell being out make you feel about the offense this season?
It doesn't change anything for me really. Like I stated on my channel, you can't miss what you ain't never had.
Hmm.
I think a lot of it was based on high hopes, what the young man has done in college, what we have seen from him thus far. When you talk about OTAs, um, mini camp and training camp and things like that. Listening to
Hmm.
Dave Canales talk about him, the possibility of him being the outside vertical threat when T Mac is on the inside, and looked like T Mac was going to be playing more of the slot this year. But again, we don't know what we have because we ain't seen it yet, so we can't really miss it. We would have liked, to seeing what the future um may bring, or the possibilities with him in that offense. But the fact is, we didn't even get to even see him in the first Hall of Fame game or the preseason game. So again, we can't really miss what we ain't have. And I think the offense will move right along. I don't think that he changes anything as far as scheme wise or the game plan that maybe Brad Isaac has set forth for the season. So there's
Hmm.
plenty enough time to figure out um other things or other people that can fill that role. And the way people are
All right.
talking about the way the XL is looking, they talking like XL can, slide right on over there and do the same thing that Chris Brazzell, people, that Dave Canales was hoping that Chris Brazzell would be able to do this year. So we don't know.
Okay. Now I know this is not weird per se, but you know, does it make you feel any better that we're having all these injuries now instead of getting into the season and losing folks like we've done the past couple years?
Oh, that's a loaded question because you don't wish injuries on nobody, no time in the season.
Facts,
But
facts.
if I would take the if I would to take the lesser of two evils, I would
Hmm.
prefer it to happen now than come week one and throughout the regular season. Like
Okay.
whatever storm is coming our way, let it come
Hmm.
now, Lord. Just let it come now. Get it out the way. Yeah.
Yo, and I don't mean to be not looking, but I'm trying to pin the link into the chat here. Let me see. Right, there we go. But
All right.
yeah, and that's why I asked that. That's why I asked that too, because just like you said, don't wish injury on anybody. But in a way, I am kind of glad that, well, not glad. I'm hoping that we're getting this out of the way now. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
and also, as far as Chris Brazzell goes, I think the Panthers learned their lesson last season and season before that with Jonathan Brooks. You know what I mean? They brought him back, and I don't know if they felt that they brought him back too early after he got hurt again, but it seems like to us they probably brought him back too early. They should have maybe let him stay out, his whole rookie year and come back next year. Ended up missing his sophomore season, and now he's back this year. So maybe that was a situation where they learned a little something with Brazzell, as far as Brazzell here, and why they went ahead and shut him down for the season and decided to have surgery. Okay, maybe that second opinion, is what kind of clicked everything up there, and it was like, you know what? We've
Right.
been here before. Let's go ahead and get this man right and bring him back for next year. Okay.
Right. But
But
Dave Canales did say that in his press conference the other day that next day there were the team doctors and outside doctors, everybody got together and I guess collaborated in making this decision, and they thought that this was the best for his future
mm,
long term. So that's why they chose to go and have the surgery and sit him out for the
okay.
full year. Mhm.
All right. No, Bluffy the Vamp, Bluffy. That is Chris Brazzell, Carolina's third round draft pick from this year's draft. Okay, yeah, that's not Leggett. All right, cool beans, cool beans. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was looking forward to seeing exactly what Brazzell, could do for us. Um, Now we won't get to see that until next year, and I just hope and pray that he come back 100% and can get through next off this coming up off season and healthy, make the start of the season, make it through next year, and hopefully the rest of his career without any more injuries like this. All right.
Oh, he
Okay,
got time to
now,
get bigger now.
yeah, this is true. This is true. Maybe do like T
My
Mac, put
bad.
on yeah, put on a little bit of muscle. But maybe I don't know, and it might be a situation where he may not, but we'll see. We'll see. All right. So speaking of the Brazzell injury and who this may benefit as far as the other wide receivers in the Carolina Panthers wide receiver room. Okay. And let me also say this, and we talked about this earlier in the week, Tone. It's a damn good time to have the depth in the wide receiver room that we have. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It is a damn good time to have what we feel like is pretty good depth. Okay, you have Ted McMillan, you have Coker, you got XL, we have Brazzell, but we also brought in Mechie, you got Bryson Tremaine, and then you also have another kid that they brought in, Jasim Reed. Okay, so I
Mm-hmm.
got this up here on the on the slide because I've seen quite a few predictions already made that they feel like John Mechie is just going to go ahead and slide on into the Brazzell spot now that he is injured. Okay, but I kind of got a little bit of a dark horse in Jasim Reed, and I say that because I haven't heard a bad thing about this kid in the 2 weeks that they've had camp. Not one thing. Everything I've heard about him has been extremely positive. He's been out there making plays, making catches. So, like I said, I wanted to bring that up because, I think it's going to be if they keep 7 wide receivers. Okay, let's look at, let's look at the locks. So you got Ted, you got Coker, you got XL. I'm going to go ahead and put David Moore as a lock now. So that's 4. All right. Then you
Okay.
got Bryson Tremaine. Shoot. You got John. Shoot, they might be able to keep Jasim Reed now. And if I'm because you got Dan Chisnia, did he get
He's on
hurt the other
injury
day?
reserve.
Oh,
He's
that's
on
right.
injury
Okay,
reserve.
take him off because I did see an 88 out there last night, but I think that's my man that they just signed from. They played with the Falcons, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
But
Casey
yeah,
Washington.
so yeah.
Yeah, Casey
But yeah,
Washington.
so man, let me tell you, shoot, both of them might have a good chance of making the roster. What you think about all this, Tone? As far as who's going to benefit from Chris Brazzell being out for the season, and if your dark horse is different from mine, let us know who it is.
Yeah, I'm going to answer your question, but let me just take a slight detour for 1 second and shout
Yeah, go
out
ahead.
Belzo 5, aka Bloody, who do not like to admit that he was wrong about our
What's up, blood?
conversation the other day. So yes,
Mm-hmm.
Bloody, you know it. You know he's wrong, and he don't want to admit it. Yeah, so I just want to get it off my chest.
Okay, tenfold.
he gonna want the link now.
Oh, it's in there. It's pinned in both of them. Mm-hmm.
But no, as far as the dark horse, I did mention this. I think I can't remember. I can't remember if it was yesterday morning or the day before.
Mm-hmm.
XL is going to probably get the opportunity now to be the number 3 wide receiver. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be much of a competition now because like I've been stating, I thought it was going to be XL, Brazzell, and David Moore vying for that wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4 spot. I thought those 2
Mm-hmm.
spots would be solidified out of those 3 wide receivers. If you're looking to still have a vertical threat on the outside, then Jasim Reed behind XL would be my choice. John Mechie is strictly gonna be in the slot. You know what I mean? I don't think he's
Yeah.
going to be on the outside whatsoever. But I do think it creates a better opportunity for some guys that was probably on the bubble, of making the team, or maybe uh ending up on the practice squad. There's some guys that there are some guys who I think by that happening to Chris Brazzell, has solidified their spot on the team even more. And from everything that I've seen from Jasim Reed, first of all, I didn't know he was like yoked up like that. I thought he was like a little skinny dude. Like dude ain't no little dude when you look at him. So, you're talking about 6'4", 210 pounds. I don't know his exact weight. But he's at least 6'4". He got
Let's see.
speed. I don't know his 40 time if he did go to the combine or anything last year. But from what I've seen on highlights, I mean, the dude, he got some wheels on him, and he's that big body receiver that we know that Dave Canales and Brad Izzett, them boys like, especially from their X and their Z receivers. So I
Okay.
could see Jasim Reed making the squad and backing up XL. And I think right now I can't remember who they have backing up Ted. Who is backing up Ted? Who they have on the second on the depth chart behind Ted? CJ.
Now I forgot. One person I forgot to mention was Jimmy Horn. Now I got this is on. Let me go to our labs real quick because let me see. And our last is spazzing out. Okay, so let me go back to Espen real quick. Now right now they have Jimmy Horn behind Ted. And I think
Okay.
Outlast had John Mechie behind Ted. So we probably won't. Yeah, we'll see that when we
Yeah.
get the
Yeah,
official depth chart.
I truly see, if they got Jimmy Horn behind um Ted, then John Metchie is definitely in the slot behind Jalen Coker.
Okay. So now you know what? Let
Yeah.
me go back through that real quick because I completely forgot about Jimmy Horn. Okay, so you got Ted McMillan, you got Jalen Coker, you got Xavier Leggett, David Moore, Bryson Tremaine, Jimmy Horn Jr. Okay. So I wonder if Mechie and Jasim Reed can make it. I doubt Jimmy Horn is getting cut. I wonder if they let go of Bryson Tremaine.
I don't know. Bryson Tremaine adds value because of special teams.
This is true. This is very true.
And
Okay.
and he's a willing blocking wide receiver. He will do the
Gotcha.
dirty work.
This is true. This is true. Okay. And I don't see them keeping more than 7 wide receivers. So somebody is going to get cut. But we'll
Mm-hmm.
see, who makes the squad. I just looked that up detail. The Panthers have him at 6'2", 195 as Jasim Reed. Now
Okay.
I know
Okay.
what Wednesday I was we was going back and forth about this with Nick. I was in the comments and we was talking about who was it, Coker and XL being what 6'3" or 6'4", something like
Oh yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I looked that up just now. I was gonna say something. I was just like, I said, let me leave Tone alone today.
But no,
But Mr.
that's
Tia,
what that's what I thought I had saw. Yeah, it wasn't.
yeah,
Yeah, nothing factual about it that I said.
okay. Broski says it's XL's time to shine, no matter how you slice it and dice it. If the Panthers need XL to produce more than he ever has. You know what? And I'm glad you brought that up, Broski Bear. Tone, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, okay? And I was having this conversation with somebody at work. What do we want to see out of XL? Because there's a lot of varying expectations from XL, from a lot of the fans, or for XL from a lot of the fans. And I got my thoughts and opinions on it. But Tone, let me know what you think. What do you expect out of XL this season? And what would he have to go out there and do to make you, happy with his performance this year?
Show that he has better field awareness, be
Mm-hmm.
locked in all 4 quarters, even when he's not getting the ball. Um, Showing better route discipline, showing better hands. Um, like I said, I'm not gonna put no yardage or catches or touchdowns on him. I just need to see
Mm-hmm.
him get better in the things that he hasn't really been that good at. I want to see more consistency. Just like I talk about seeing better consistency from Bryce, I want to see
Mm-hmm.
better consistency from XL. I want you to be consistently good at the things that you do best. And the things that you don't do, you need to get better at those.
Mm. Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me give you a round of applause there. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
And I echo everything you just said. And I was telling my coworker that, as far as Excel goes, his target share, okay, has gone down every year since he's been in the NFL. All right. He started out with
Mm-hmm.
Adam Thielen. And okay, had a pretty good year. Then you bring in Ted McMillan. Now we know Jalen Coker was out the beginning part of last season, but when Jalen Coker came back, again, you saw XL's target share go down. Okay. So you have XL, Coker, we had Chris Brazzell, but you still got David Moore, who was hurt most of last year. David Moore is back. All these
Mm-hmm.
guys, Bryson Tremaine, even, Jaseen Reed and John Mechie here, Jimmy Horn, depending on who makes the final cut, you know what I mean? It's still his target share is still going to go down, in my opinion, this year. Okay. And like you said, I'm not looking for a specific yardage or a specific touchdown, yards per reception. I would love to see, some yards, some yak from him, when he gets the opportunity. I would love to see more of that. But my thing with XL is when your number is called upon, make the best out of that opportunity. Okay. I just want to see him go
Right.
out there, catch the ball, limit the drops, and and try to make the best out of the opportunities that he is given. That's what I want from XL. I would love if Brad Isaac, would try to involve him a little bit, maybe some screens, some end arounds, reverses, things like that. And I know they tried it a couple times and wasn't all that successful. But I think there's opportunity to scheme XL, for some things that he's good at. I think there's more opportunities for him to get the ball downfield as well. And if Isaac opens up the playbook, like we all think and kind of hope that he does, we may see XL, go out there and be able to do, a few more things, but now,
Yeah.
mind you, the amount of that, like I said, is probably still going to be limited because you have Coker and Tet in front of him. So, but yeah, but my thing with XL, you ain't got to go out there and average, 80, 90 yards a game and 7 receptions or whatnot. But bro, when your opportunity shows itself, make the best of it. All right.
Absolutely.
But let me see. Now, I also, when going back to Jimmy Horn and Jaseen Reed here. Now I've heard nothing but good things about Jaseen Reed. I've also heard nothing but good things about John Mechie as well. He had a couple good catches last night at FanFest as well. And so I think it's going to be interesting. Okay. The Hall of Fame game, the joint practices, and the preseason games, is going to be their time to go out there and prove that they deserve a spot on this team. So we'll see. It should be very interesting. It should be very interesting. And another thing, I don't think we're going to see, the first team at the Hall of Fame game. At least I don't think so. You know what I mean? So you're gonna have Kenny Pickett and Haynes King out there more than likely throwing these guys passes. And I will say this. Haynes King made some decent plays last night, especially on the run. Okay, especially on the run. He made some decent throws. Now, mind you, some of those throws probably wouldn't have been made in a real game because he probably would have got sacked before he ran out of the pocket. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
But
I'm glad you
yeah,
said that.
yeah, no, I'm to bring that all around. It was a couple of those plays where he was done. He was done for. But it's practice at training camps, fan fest. They let the play go on a little bit, but he still ended up making some good throws. Rolling out of the pocket. All right, but we'll see. And I hope I don't know exactly how much playing time the starters are going to get. This preseason, but we'll see how all that goes. All right. But yes, John Mechie, Jasim Reed, and you know what, and maybe throw Jimmy Horn in there as well. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't think he's getting cut, but if one of these two guys go out here and just put on a show in the preseason and these joint practices that we got coming up with the Texans, and I forgot who the other one was.
Jaguars.
The Jaguars. Okay, Texans and Jaguars. We might see something different out here. Okay. All right. So let's move on here. Okay. So Tony, another person, and I know it's gonna piss a lot of people off, but that's why I did it. This week in particular, not all of camp, but this week, I've heard several people on X say that Bryce Young has had some of the best practices probably in his career, at training camp this past week. Okay. So when I got on the screen here, is Bryce heating up? Okay. Do you think this is just kind of the ebbs and flows of training camp? Or do you think this is a situation where, Bryce might be getting even more comfortable and maybe it's starting to show, earlier than it does usually in a Bryce Young campaign? He usually starts off kind of and then, he warms it up later on in the season. But we all wish that, the stuff and the comebacks and the, leading the drives and stuff that he does later in the season, we all want to see it early in the season. So what's your thoughts about this?
I definitely believe it's has a lot to do with continuity. We talk about continuity ever since Dave and Dan has been there. Everything has been the same for Bryce, same offensive system, play callers, things of that nature. So yeah, you can definitely see him getting a little bit more comfortable than the prior year. I haven't like really. Of course, practice is closed and I'm not there, so I can't really like tell. But from the reports that have been coming out, what people have been saying, um, they seem like they say he seems like he's like really into it, focused, more grounded, more comfortable in the scheme, more comfortable in his skin as far as when it comes to leading. So how would that translate to the field on game day? I have no idea, but I'm hoping it's a positive. I hope he ends up being a little bit better than what he was last year. That's what I hope all that means.
Yeah. Okay. I got you. And I guess for me too, it's still, a wait and see. I would love if we had the opportunity to go and witness this for ourselves, but yet again, we can't go to training camp because they're building the new indoor practice facility, which, I think, me personally, I think they should have been done with this, in a year's time. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But like I said, still, TBD. But it's good to hear. For me, it's good to hear this now, than not hear it. Okay. I saw I saw a clip on X where I don't know what building it was or what tower it was uptown Charlotte, but somebody zoomed. I don't know if they used a phone or another camera or something, but they zoomed in and to training camp practice, and they caught Bryce Young throwing a dart to the back of the end zone. I forgot who caught it. I don't know. I don't know if it was
I saw it.
Ted.
To Ted
Okay, yeah,
McMillan.
Ted. and was titled, "Nice Throw, Bryce." But I just thought that was pretty cool that they captured that from whatever building that was, and it was a
Right.
pretty good distance away. But yeah, it's good to hear this now than not hear it. Okay. And the one thing that I hope out of all of this is that we get to see so where I'm looking for, or the words I'm looking for. We get to see this at the start of the season. All right. I don't know exactly how much playing time Bryce is going to get in the preseason games, but that has throughout his career so far been kind of a talking point, whether Bryce doesn't play enough in the preseason. I know a lot of people would like to see him play a little more, and me included in that. I would like to see Bryce play a little more in the preseason. I'm not saying, he's got to go out there and play 3/4 of the game, because that's just not how it
Right.
goes. You want to try and make sure you protect your starters and also get everybody vying for roster spots. You want to make sure that you get them ample reps so they can go out there and show, improve if they deserve to make this roster or not. But all that being said, I still would like to see more from Bryce in these preseason games as far as playing time, instead of a drive and, he's on the bench for the rest of the night, maybe put him out there for a drive or two. And I think the thing is, the past couple years, I know his I think it was his sophomore year, when we had training camp in Charlotte a couple years ago, and he went out there versus the Jets, if I'm not mistaken, and had a damn good practice, a couple days of a good practice versus the Jets. And I'm starting to think it was situations where they go out there and they have these camp practices, against other teams, and they're like, okay, cool, we've seen enough. We don't really need to put him out there in the actual preseason games. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
and sometimes I think that's kind of counterproductive for him and the rest of the team. Damn it, if he does good in practice, okay, put him out there in the game. Let him do good in the game as well. You know what I mean? Because even though it is practice, it is, kind of capped off at a certain level. My thing, they get a hand on him, but they ain't
Yeah.
gonna bring him down. Mind you, I don't want to put him out there in a situation for him to get hurt, but still, camp, real game, still two different sides of the same coin. Okay, gameplay is gameplay, practice is practice. So that's my thoughts on Bryce. But like I said, I'm glad that I'm hearing this. I think Panther Nation should be glad that we are hearing this now. Hopefully, hopefully, because like I said, for me, everything with Bryce is still in to be determined mode. I know a lot of people have already determined it. They think he's dog water trash. But for me, like I said, it's still in to be determined mode. And I hope this
Yeah.
is a sign of things getting better. So we'll see. Rock
Already.
Jones said, "Morning, cousin." Said, "Winning cures all." You damn right about that, dog. Damn right about that. MDJ, NFL MVP Bryce Young. Oh, okay. I ain't gonna go that far just yet. I ain't you in. Look, I'm in Charlotte with that one. You in Biloxi, Mississippi. We still a good ways away on that one, but I would love to see it though. I would love to see it. All right, cool. Now, cuz speaking of people heating up, okay, let's talk about Mr. Princely. And also let me welcome to the stage Mr. Will Tip Drill Robinson. How you doing there, good sir?
There you
Good.
go.
Good morning, gentlemen. How's everybody
Good
doing?
morning.
I, I'm sorry I'm late,
Sleepy.
man.
Are you good?
I had to get organized. Me and the wife going to look at some locations around the Charlotte area. So we had to do
Okay.
our research this morning and plot some places on the map to go look at this morning. So, but good morning,
Hmm.
everybody. Good
Good
post
morning.
fan
Good
fest
morning.
analysis.
In case you didn't know, CJ, Will is also looking for me 2 acres of land by the water to be right beside him. So I just want to throw that
Okay.
out there. I don't want him and the missus to forget my
Uh,
contribution to this. Yeah.
yeah,
Hold on, Tone. So
I just
you gonna get you a little boat raft on Sugar Creek?
so if I get a boat raft from Sugar Creek, that means Will is gonna be on Sugar Creek beside me. So that what you trying to say?
Hey, I'm just saying that, like, hey, look, I
Hey,
keep trying to tell people there's some very decent spots now off of Sugar Creek. Sugar Creek gets a bad rep, but the further
listen,
you get closer in off 85, let me tell you,
Hmm.
hey, Sugar Creek got some good looking spots now.
now if
I
you trying to
noticed
put
that.
me off, if you trying to put me near the red roof, that means Will is taking the land that the red
Wow.
roof used to be on. So I don't know how that's
I,
gonna work out.
I think the red roof is gone. If I'm
Yeah,
not mistaken,
exactly.
I think it's gone. Okay. I'm
It
sorry.
need
So
to go.
you know, me and all my comedic activities. I'm sidetracking everybody. Will, what's good with you, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I came, I know y'all probably done touched on, training camp and fan fest and stuff like that. But I
Not
just
that much. We're gonna get into it in a minute.
okay. All right. All right. So, but yeah, I'm excited to share my grade A observations with you guys because I was looking at
Okay.
who was being who got all the first team reps and who didn't get
Mm-hmm.
first team.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was
Mm,
really made a look at. So,
Facts.
okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'd
mhm.
Bet.
be interested.
Okay.
I'd be
Hey,
interested in hearing that.
well, real quick, let's get to two gentlemen that definitely got some first team reps. And what I got up here, I said Princely season loading. Okay. And I say that because if y'all will those of you who might have saw this beginning of the week, um Jason Jalen Phillips right there on the left, as we like to call him, was asked this question, excuse me, about Mr. Princely.
Stands out to you his second year coming up?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think he's probably the best pass rusher on our team. I think that he is extremely naturally gifted, and I think that as he continues to develop, he can be a very special player. I think that he already has crazy attributes, and he's definitely learning. He's young, so I'm excited to watch him grow.
Okay, so you heard that. Jalen Phillips saying that Princely is uniquely gifted and he feels like he's probably one of the best pass rushers on the team. He said he's young, he wants to see him develop, and he's excited to see him grow. Okay, now let me start off a little bit with Jalen Phillips. Let me tell you, he was giving Rasheed Walker the business on a few plays last night. And I don't know if it was on purpose. There was one play where they let Jalen Phillips come off the edge, unblocked. And like I said, and if that was a real play, Bryce was done. It was a sack. He
Right.
pulled up a little bit right before he got to Bryce. Then Bryce was able to throw the ball. I can't remember if he completed the pass or not, but I know Phillips looked at him like, "Yeah, you was done, bro. You were done. This was a game. You be on your back right now. You be on the field." But yeah, they were definitely giving a Walker the business last night, and there was a few plays where Princely got home as well. So let me ask you guys this: now, if we take the words of Jalen Phillips, for what they are and what we have potentially seen out of Princely, last season, and what he did at Ole Miss, do you think there's a potential for Princely to have a like we call breakout season? All right. Tone, you can go first.
Um, I like you mentioned earlier. That's a to be determined. I hope that everything that Jalen Phillips is saying about Princeton is true. Because we need to have a deep 3-man rotation at the outside edge position. This is this will be a season where Princeton is expected to step it up now that Nick Scourton is lost for the season.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I want to see him ball, man. I want to see Prince to get to the point to where he can set the edge and be a factor in the run game like he is in the when rushing the passer. Don't be a one trick pony. Be an all around outside linebacker. Be a 3 down, possibly 4 down edge rusher. Because believe it or not, he and Nick Scourton are the future of this team. You know what I'm saying? When you
Mm-hmm.
talk about the other vets at the position, this is the last year of Pat Jones' contract. I know we signed um, JJ Phillips to like a 3 or 4 year deal, but I think he has a
Mm-hmm.
player option out after 3 years. But
Mm-hmm.
Princely and Nick Scorton has the opportunity to submit themselves as being the future at the edge position.
Okay. All right, I got you. Will.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing that Tony said, especially about being able to set the edge on the run. Um, that keeps you, that keeps you on the field, right? I think setting the
Yeah.
edge keeps you on the field, because you have to stop the run to earn the right to rush the passer. So
Facts.
you can't expect for somebody to go in there and do all the dirty work, stop the run, and then hey, if you come on there and clean up on a sack, that's just as designated pass rusher. Um, you know, I don't I think he needs to be able to set the edge. The second thing I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to point out, and I don't know, and it could be me. It seemed like Princeton looked like he's bigger than he was last year. He seemed,
That
I
could
mean, and
be.
I mean, I could be just thinking too much, and me being a fan, you know how I am.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he seems bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he was out there showing flashes during on the 11-on-11 scrimmages. So
Okay.
I don't know what that all means, but to Tony's point, him and Scorton should be considered the future. And if they are considered the future, then he has to take maximum use of the reps he's going to get, because he's going to get more reps this year, because um there's really going to be a three edge rusher rotation unless we bring in somebody after training camp's over with and you do the 53-man roster cuts.
True.
So
Okay.
hopefully,
All right.
hopefully, hopefully it all arrows seem to be pointing north for him.
All
So
right. Bet. And real quick, let me bring to the stage here. I don't know if you've joined the show before, or this is just a different name, but Mills the Goat. How you doing?
Go Panthers. Oh, fuck me.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
What
uh
was that?
I don't know. Somebody being stupid. And I okay, well, let's go ahead and move on. But yeah, I guess that's why I get for putting the link in the chat.
it takes
All right.
more energy. It takes less energy to be a decent person and more energy to just be a weirdo.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. But it's all good. All right.
Yeah.
So Mr. Princely here. And Will, let me say this to what you were talking about. And you were talking about not him just being a pass rushing specialist. You've got to earn that right. You got to be able to set the edge. Now, I agree with you, but I can also see the other side of that coin. You get what I'm saying? Um it might be a situation where Princely could be a pass rush specialist on third down. You know what I mean? Now, mind you, I agree. I do think he has to get better at setting the edge, because we all know that Nick Scorton and Pat Jones were very good at setting the edge. We did miss Pat Jones once he got hurt, from that point to later in the season. We did miss him, because when you had Scorton and Pat Jones out there, you saw the difference, in that stretch of games where we were shutting people down as far as the run game. You had that stretch of Atlanta, Dallas, Miami, Green Bay, the Jets. It was somebody else as well. But we had a nice little stretch there where the Panthers were like, nah, you will not be running anything on in our house. Okay. Now, like I said, hopefully Princey does get better at setting the edge. But if Jalen Phillips' words are not just, him trying to give the man some praise, trying to hype him up, if that is a definite, like a genuine evaluation of what he's seen out of Princely since he's been with the Carolina Panthers. Let me tell you, we might have we might have a very good combo this year as far as the two of them being out there. You get what I'm saying? And but yeah, but I could see Princely being, a little bit of a pass rush specialist, especially, on third down. Okay. And, and even if you go by PFF matrix, the same can be said for Jalen Phillips. He can get to the quarterback, but hell, he's got to, he's going to have to work on, setting the edge as well. Cause his run grade was not that good either. Okay. But yeah. But shoot. But you know what? Will, and I know you said you had some thoughts on FanFest last night. Let me go ahead and get those from you before we get to our next slide here, because our next slide is just kind of kind of not necessarily a what the hell slide, but kind of a what the hell slide.
Okay. I know, Tony, just go ahead and sigh right now. Okay. Roll your eyes at me. I get it. So,
Oh man, would you just get on with it?
thank you. I will. Good. All right. So the XL was holding down the number 3 wide receiver position almost every rep. Now, when they changed out, to your point, when XL came off, David Moore was in at the 3 position. So, but when they changed out, Coker, what's the guy name? Jacine Reed.
Yeah.
That's how you pronounce his name.
Yeah.
He
Jacine
changed out
Reed.
with Jacine changed out with Coker, which was pretty interesting. So it's kind of like they're trying to figure out like what is that right combination on the field.
Mm.
And so the second thing I wanted to point out is your boy looked pretty good. Lee Hunter, I don't know. I mean, I wish you was there with me, Tony, because you'll help me understand the trenches a little bit better watching it. But he looked pretty good to me, inside the interior of the defensive line. Now, of course, that's a scrimmage. They was going probably not 100%, partially 100%, maybe 90% or something like that. But he looked pretty good in the trenches. I really hope that I can get out to a joint practice. I'm pretty sure my wife will never complain if I say we're going to Jacksonville or something like that. She won't complain to ride down there with me if I can get a ticket,
Yeah.
But I think you get more of an appreciation when you see them going one-on-one, good on good ones-on-ones in a joint practice. So I just wanted to point those two things out, that those are the, two of my observations that I kind of wanted to pay attention to, of who was changing out on the 2 and the 3, and was they going to, and if somebody was, I was really trying to pay attention to see who changed out with T-Mac for the X position. And I didn't notice anybody change out with T-Mac at the X. Did you?
Mm-mm.
I didn't see that either. Yeah. Mm-mm. So those are the observations. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm saying, well, real quick question on my mind. When X was playing the slot, if he played in the slot at all last night, who were the 2 outside receivers, or who was the 1 outside receiver when he was in the slot?
So if X was in the slot, the outside receivers.
No, when T-Mac was in the slot.
Oh, when T-Mac was in the slot, it was XL and Reed.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right, cool. Hey, Tone, you see the comment right there?
That's for Will. Stone Fold for MVP.
Hey, so now mind you, Will, I'm glad you were there, because you were paying. I was paying attention to, and I'm not gonna lie, you know, a lot of times me trying to sit there and trying to film stuff and then trying to pay attention to what be going on don't work. I swear it don't. I be trying, y'all. I swear I be trying, but I be sitting there and I'm trying to film stuff and I'm like, crap, they done had 3 trash plays in a row. I put my phone down and then they say, you know, it's a damn touchdown or something. But one thing I was paying attention to last night was the offensive line. Okay. So our starters were Rasheed Walker, Chandler Zavala, Luke Fortner, who started at right guard because Damian Lewis was not there.
I mean,
I
left
want to say
guard.
it was no, you know, right guard because Robert Hunt. My bad, Robert Hunt. I want to say it was it
my boy name
Charles,
is
Sadiq
drawing
Charles.
Sadiq
Yeah.
Charles. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Sadiq Charles, and then you had Monroe Freeland. Okay. But what I did notice, I think they were doing, you know, some experimenting as well, because Brady Christensen got in on the second team at I think he played at left and right guard. Okay. Stone Forsyth, because I saw him out there and I'm like, hold on, am I bugging? Or is Stone Forsyth playing over at left tackle? And you know, and I sat back in the chair and I looked again. I was like, you know, I'm sitting there like a little kid. I'm like, you know, left, right.
Left,
I'm
wrong.
like, yeah. I'm like, hold on now. I said, wait a minute. I said, that's Stone Forsyth playing at left tackle. You know, it's funny. I put a post on X with the little with the Michael gift from the Office, where he was like, and I was sitting. I was like, boy. I said, wait till Tony see this. But
That's Will people. He from South Carolina.
oh really? Oh, okay.
Who from South Carolina?
Stone
From
Fold.
Stone Cold from South
What?
Carolina? Yeah, yeah. Well, the only player that ever came out good from North Carolina is Julius Peppers. So now there you have it.
Nah, I said, I know
So
you lying. He throwing shots, CJ. Yeah, he throwing shots.
It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, you know, it looked like they were doing, you know, quite a bit of experiment as far as, you know, different looks and players playing different positions across the offensive line. I will say this as well, you know, and I hate to say this, but I ain't gonna lie. And Will, let me know if I'm completely wrong here. But I do feel like this was kind of I ain't gonna say like a bad training camp practice, but this was kind of one of the more like low key. Like to me, it was slightly boring. You know what I mean? But and I kind of get it because you know you've already had multiple injuries. You know, 2 people out for the season. You're down both starting guards. You know what I mean? So it was almost like they idle it down a lot more in this fan fest than they have in previous fan fest. I feel like last year and the year before last, we got a little bit more, you know, out of this practice as far as, you know, different plays, different highlights, you know, a little bit more aggressiveness from the offense. Didn't seem like it was there last night. It might have been there on the first drive that Bryson and the first team had. They took the ball down the field. Chuba Hubbard ran it in for a touchdown. You know what I mean? But like I said, you know, tell me if I'm wrong.
no, you're not wrong. I think I kind of noticed that as well. And I'll also say is that it felt more like after that first drive, it felt more of a 7-on-7 activity
Mm-hmm.
than it did like 11-on-11 activity. Because um there was opportunities where, you know, they simulated pressure and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
it was more of an opportunity to get rhythm and timing, rhythm and timing, rhythm and timing. Now, the one thing I
Okay.
can say is JC 8 ball is still 8 ball. You understand what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
8 ball is 8 ball is still 8 ball. You don't he don't give 2 shits if it's a scrimmage
Mm-hmm.
or not.
Okay.
He was all over the field. I don't know if you noticed that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shoot,
Yeah.
he even so it was funny because there was a clip of practice the other day where Jalen Coker was in the end zone and he threw a ball down the field to one of the staff out there. and looked like it was probably maybe like a 40-yard pass or so. Everybody was like,
Mhm.
"Ooh, Jalen Coker got an arm." Jalen Coker, and let me tell you, this was not what I expected. So there was, a handoff. Bryce got the ball. He handed it off to Coker on what looked like a reverse. Then all of a sudden, Coker does like this. And mind you, Princely sniffed the play out. Princely was chasing him down. And like, I forgot who said it. Here it is. Reality Beats, was talking about the play. So Coker's running, and next thing you know, he throws a pass. And I was like, oh crap. And then soon after that, well, not soon, but right after that, it was picked off by JC Horn. And then
Eight
JC
ball.
Horn proceeded to run. Yeah, he proceeded to run all the way down to the other end zone, and kudos to him. He threw the ball to a fan, that was in the stands. And it was, and I got on X and I was like, well, I said Jalen Coker has now displayed his arm talent. I was like, he threw a pick.
Somebody tell Reality Beats how to properly spell Coker, not Cocker.
Oh,
He done did it twice.
Yeah, it's Coker.
Hey, I will never be a person to judge somebody spelling. No, I'm terrible at it. I am terrible at it.
You
You
know now
never
when I'm writing stuff out with a pen, I'm good at it. But let me tell you, when I say I will mess up something typing in a heartbeat and hit enter and be like, shit.
Hey, hey, I tell you right now, I think, and my granduncle, he said
Mm.
it's a generational curse. He said, I'm a lawyer. I was a Supreme Court judge in the state of New York. And if you ask me to spell something right now, I can't spell it. I'm like, how is that possible? So it's not. He was like, if somebody don't check my grammar, it's a problem.
Boy, hey, let me tell you. Hey, it was funny because it's funny we mentioned that my wife gave my son a whole spelling bee last night after we got home from FanFest,
Hmm.
and I forgot how it started. And I'm sitting there at the table, on my phone, and I'm like, leave me out of this. I said, don't ask me how to spell nothing off the top of my head. You gotta give me now simple stuff, yes, but a lot of this stuff now I can write it out just fine. But I'm not the one to put up there in the spelling bee. I will embarrass the whole school team, and everybody. But yeah. Shout out to Mr. Hunky Door. He said, "Morning, folks. Haven't had time to see all the Panthers news unless it was injury news." I feel you.
Mr. Hunky Door, what's happening?
What's going
Luckily,
on?
we got out there last night, injury free. If I'm not mistaken. All right. What's up, Austin Wright? Says CJ Tony
What's
and
up,
brother
Austin?
843 Will. What's going on with you, Austin?
What's going on?
Nervous said no. Oh goodness. Jeffrey Champion 1149. What's going on? It said, do you think we should try Xavier Leggett at tight end, and he's big enough to play and he's big enough to play the position?
What?
No.
What? Ain't no on my ass. Do not entertain that foolishness. Ain't nobody thinking about moving XL no tight end.
First off, it is not foolishness, and second, I will entertain it. I mean, now full-time tight end, no, but could you see some specialized plays where they line XL up at the tight end spot?
No.
You sure? Not even in passing
Yes.
situations?
No.
Why not?
Because you already know he's not staying in the block. You're not fooling anybody.
But I'm just saying though, depending on the defensive setup and who they got they're covering, they might be able to take advantage of some matchup situations.
You are never going to see XL with his hand in the dirt.
Okay.
In line or off ball tight end. It would never happen.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry, Jeffrey Champion, but
it's too much. It's too much physicality going on in the inside. We know XL don't like philosophy.
Oh, hold on.
Tony, was that necessary?
Hey,
Was that necessary?
Hey, Uncle Leroy.
Did I lie?
Hold on. Hey, Uncle Leroy, I've been trying to see if you come back on here for 2 weeks. The giveaway that we had a couple weeks ago, you won, but you disappeared. and I ain't been able to get a hold of you. I ain't
I
been
forgot
able
to
to
say
get a
something
hold
to
of.
him. I saw him in the chat earlier this week. I forgot to say something to him.
Oh, okay. I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
Hey, okay. So I had the giveaway was Panthers chain. So send me a message. Okay. Send me an email. My email is thearmchairgmcj@gmail.com. I'll put it here in the chat in a minute. Okay. And let me see. Yeah, I see which one you're watching on. I'll put it in the chat. But send me a message so I can get your address and I can send you that chain because I was going to do it again. I was hoping you show up today. Okay. But let me know. All right. Okay, back to Excel playing tight end. Go ahead, Tom. I think you were saying something. I cut you off.
Oh no, I was done. There's absolutely nothing else to say about that. Go ahead, Will.
Did you have to take the physicality jab? I mean,
Did I lie, Will? Did I lie? That's all I want to know.
he's a wide receiver.
Did
He's
I
he's
lie? Did I
he's a
lie? Was the
wide
question.
receiver. He takes as much physicality as the average wide receiver.
Oh my God.
Okay, thank you. That's all I'd like to say.
Still
Yeah.
didn't answer my question, but
You
I
didn't
don't know.
lie.
Hey,
I mean, no wide receivers
Playing
like
on the
physicality.
merry-go-round like he's 6 years old. Don't want to answer the
Hey,
question.
hey, no, I said, okay, well, let me directly answer this question. No wide receivers like physicality. None of them. So
Oh
he's
my
just like
God.
every other wide receiver.
Oh, this-
I ain't never seen no wide receiver act like a safety.
mm,
I'm just,
Jalen Coker like that physicality. Yeah,
no,
talk
he
about
don't.
that.
No, he
Jalen Coker
don't.
want all the smoke. What?
Yeah.
You know what?
No, he
We're
don't.
not gonna argue right now, CJ. Go ahead, CJ. I'm sorry, sir.
We'll
y'all
I'm
argue
good?
later.
sorry.
Y'all good?
We will argue later.
I swear to God, I ain't answering no phone.
You
Hey,
better not
real
do that
quick.
to me.
I just want to say Nerve Edge, that's actually two pictures. The picture of Princely is another picture. I removed the background and put it on top of this picture that of Jalen Phillips that the Panthers had. But I appreciate that. He said no, definitely not full time in certain packages. I'm not gonna lie. I'm with you, Jeffrey. I'm with you. I would not mind seeing that. Okay, like I said, just certain packages if they can exploit a potential matchup problem. Okay, but yeah, but
You
got
and
the
Jeffrey
other
both
two.
been drinking this morning.
Hey,
He just don't
whatever.
want Tony just don't want to see him. Tony want to see him on field for special team snaps only. That's what Tony wants.
No, that is not true. That is not true.
Oh, he want him. He don't even want him on there for that. He want him on practice squad. So
Nah. See, CW, you missed early on what I said about your favorite nephew, XL. See, so you don't even know what I
okay.
said earlier.
I don't. I don't. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
But
He said, "What
okay.
old head me one?" Yeah, sound back like Orlando Magic Waller. What?
oh.
What? Oh, Lord, he don't like Leggett.
Well,
Okay.
no, go back to the message. What did he say?
He said toilet bowl receiver nephews, the boy doo doo. Oh God,
See,
yeah.
just y'all
He
just
said
just
what
have to
what
think.
what
Oh
Elder
my
Barge
goodness.
and Burner Boy doing in the pick? Wow, wow, wow. Elder Barge and Burner Boy. I gotta clip that one.
Damn.
Unc, you
Oh my
stupid.
God. Oh
Elder
my God. I'm in
Barge.
tears.
Oh,
Elder Barge.
oh my
Oh
Chico and
goodness.
man.
Burner Boy.
Wow. Wow. That is okay.
That is
All
pure
right, bet.
comedy.
Pure T comedy. Wow. Okay. All right. Let me try and move on here. All right. One more slide. All right. Okay. And I simply titled this one, Why, Dave? All right. So if y'all didn't hear, now this is how I heard it. Okay, I saw a post on X, and it was like Dave Canales says that Jonathan Brooks would have to beg him to return kicks. Now, mind you, when I saw this, I was thinking like, okay, maybe Brooks is feeling good. Maybe he said something about he wanted to return kicks, and Dave shut it down. Hell no. So talked to Tone later on. So Tony informed me that they had Jonathan Brooks back there returning kicks. He caught one, took off, and slipped. Okay. He went down, and they said, but he bounced back up. Like I said, my question, why, Dave? Why? Why in the name of everything that is Carolina Panthers? 2 states, 1 team. Keep pounding. All of it. Sweet Caroline. All this. Why in God's name do you have Jonathan Brooks back there trying to return a goddamn kick? Like, why? Absolutely why? Why? All right. Can either one of y'all, anybody in the chat, explain to me what's going on here? I mean, I'm glad it seemed like he shut it down, but still, what was the point of that?
It was a shock to me when he was talking about in the press conference, because I believe also on that same kickoff return, Jackson Kuwatch, that's when he hurt himself. He hurt himself on that same play that Jonathan Brooks slipped and fell on a kickoff return, but he bounced back up. I have no idea. Like you just said. To me, that goes against everything that I thought they felt about JB. Wanting to make sure that he is at 100% and stays healthy for the regular season. Putting him on kickoff return is not the way to keep him healthy, in my honest opinion. So I was shocked by that. I hope that was a one-off. I hope he never does it again. So we'll see. But yeah, that's all I got on that one. That was crazy, and it doesn't make sense.
Okay, what you think, Will?
I know that Dave Canales is the ultimate decider. That happened. But what I also want to know is who recommended it. Whoever recommended
Yeah.
it, I want them
Fire
fired.
them.
Yeah.
I
Fire
want them
them.
gone. I want them out of here.
Expeditiously.
It was somebody on the special team staff that recommended this bull. Hucky.
Oh, I wonder if it was Coach Bates. Now I got to give Coach
Exactly.
Bates a pass. I love Coach Bates. I got to give Coach Bates a pass.
No. If we will give him a pass, but we would
That's right.
we will severely give him a lot of demerits behind that. If it was
Demerits.
Bates, oh my
Woo.
God. I'm just letting you know, whoever recommended it, I need their head on a pike.
Facts.
Period.
Facts.
Hey,
Because
Leroy said Dave recommended that for
shocked.
his damn self. To his damn self.
And if that was him, I'm gonna have to. We're gonna have to bring him on, call him onto the carpet. Period.
Man, for real.
Hey.
Let me boy, let me tell you. I gotta go back and look at that press conference. But I don't think they not going to say who actually said, yeah, let's go ahead and give this a try. They not going to come right out and say it. But but yeah, boy.
All I need to know, because it wasn't like Dave just tried it out there and said, hey man, go up back there and catch a punch. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that happened. That was a deliberate decision made by somebody. If it was what's his name? The special teams coach?
Tracy.
Tracy.
Yeah.
It was Tracy.
Yeah.
If it was Tracy,
Yeah.
hey, bro, you got one more time to do that. You got one more time for a bad idea, dog.
Man, let me say, I could see it now. If Dave was on the sidelines, talking to somebody, and he looks up and was like, "The hell is he doing out there?" And then he slips. Boy, oh my God.
Oh. Hey, he got to beg me to take punch. Now I wouldn't give a damn if he begged you to take punch. He ain't taking no damn punch.
Yeah. No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't be nothing. He wouldn't have to beg. It's a no from the jump. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, yeah. Could you imagine? Could you imagine getting a report
Mm.
and saying Jonathan Brooks carted off the field after returning a kick? You know what I
Boy, let me
mean?
tell you something. Oh my
What?
God. Oh my God.
Could you only
I couldn't,
imagine?
brother. I could not fathom the response that the Panthers would receive from Panther Nation. Oh my God. Oh my
Yo,
God. Yeah.
Hey,
let me
I
tell
couldn't even
you.
who?
imagine.
That would be
Mm.
incredibly bad.
It's kind of like the upcoming protest. Well, not protest. They doing something on because any of y'all that play video games, like me, so PlayStation has decided they're gonna go away from the physical copies of the disc, right? And you're gonna have to download everything, from online onto your PlayStation. And a lot of people aren't happy about that. And I think there's a day plan coming up where you're supposed, like, it's supposed to be a blackout and nobody's supposed to sign in to PlayStation. You're not supposed to play no games, get online, do nothing, which that's not going to happen because, people going to get on there and play. But I could see the same situation, if that report would have come out. Let me tell you, the whole area around Bank of America Stadium would have been full of people. Let me tell you, there'd have been
Okay.
signs and all kind of crap. I'd have been out there too. Let me tell you, I've been out there I just be standing like this right here, like bruh, like
Hey, hey,
explain that.
I tell you right now, I don't know if y'all remember when they used to announce Matt Rule and the head coach of the Carolina Panthers at the home games, Matt Rule, and he'd be like,
Boo!
boo. That would have been Fan
Oh,
Fest 2026, dog.
bruh. Oh my God. Let me tell you, man. Yo. It said I would cry if they said that. CJ. I don't know. I think I might have dropped a slight tear as well, too, bro. Let me tell you. Yo. So I could imagine me giving Dave a slap on the back of his and slapping some keep pounding common sense into his brain. For real, man. Yeah. Okay, all right, cool beans, y'all. Hey, but you know what? Before let me add Will to the stage, before we get up out of here, as you all know, okay, so we do have football this week, everybody. Football is officially back on Thursday from Canton, Ohio, as the Carolina Panthers take on the Arizona Cardinals in the Hall of Fame game. Okay. Now, let me ask y'all this, Tone, Will, and everybody in the chat. What are your expectations, if you have any, from the Panthers in the Hall of Fame game?
Go ahead, Will.
Okay, so only thing I want to see is like people on the back half of the roster. Do we get any flashes? What's that
Mm-hmm.
guy that was playing well last night that was catching balls, catch a kickoff or two? I forgot. I think his number is 82. I'm looking at the
Hold
little
on.
card now.
Oh,
I
82 is
think it's
Trimble.
And
not
yeah, that's
Trumbull.
Trimble.
Oh my gosh. I no, I forgot what number it is, but it was a wide receiver they had. Matter of fact, he's not on the card. You're right, honey. You remember
Oh,
he wasn't on the
that
card.
that must have been a man they picked up from Atlanta.
Yes. And
Oh,
he
Casey
came in.
Washington.
Mm.
Yes. That's him. I want to see him on the field. I also want to see our quarterback, not two glove guy, but the other
Oh,
guy.
Haynes King.
Haynes
Haynes
King.
King.
Haynes King. I
Mm-hmm.
want to see Haynes King.
Oh,
So I want to see some of those things on the
Timmy
Hall
Two
of Fame.
Gloves. I'm
I want to
sorry. Go
see
ahead,
Haynes
Will.
King out there, see how he controls the offense, see how he looks and that type stuff. So those are the only things I'm really expecting. See the back half of the roster, see if someone flashes and see a little bit from Haynes King.
Okay.
Those are my things I'd like to see.
All right. Tone.
yeah. I just want to. I just want to see some of the rookies that we drafted this year get some game action. I'm interested in seeing what Lee Hunter will contribute to the team, how he looks. I want to see what Zakee Wheatley looks like, what Will Lee looks like, guys that we haven't really seen or heard much about this training camp. I definitely, I'm definitely gonna be looking at the offensive line, so I'm gonna be definitely looking to see if how Monroe Freeling does out there. Like he's taking his lumps right now in training camp as expected. I ain't worried. I know somebody had mentioned or said something in the comments earlier about are we worried? Or no, he said concerning. And it's not concerning to me at all. I mean, that was like what yesterday was their third day in pads.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about Monroe Freeling in the slightest. Not only way I would be worried if he doesn't get better at all between now and week 1. So there's some guys that's trying to make the team. I want to see what the wide receiver core is going to look like in a Hall of Fame game. Now I know pretty much the starters won't play, but the guys that are trying to make the team, trying to carve out a niche for themselves. I definitely want to see what they do on the field against the Cardinals. So yeah, there's a lot of things to look out for, to look forward to, the possibilities of it all. So yeah, there's a lot of
Okay.
things where people need to put things out on tape.
I got you. Okay. I feel you. What's going on, Tyrone? How you doing, big dog? And let me see. Shaky.
Shaky 8. Yeah, what's up,
Yeah,
Shaky?
Shaky 8. So I want to see the
Yeah.
rhythm of Brad Isaac and how he calls plays. Facts. And Tar Heel said the same thing. I want to see the offensive coordinator and how he
Yeah.
calls plays. He also said he want to see how Mechie does. And let me tell you, that was my thing as well. Now we know it's the Hall of Fame game. And do we think we're going to see, the full arsenal from Brad Isaac? No. We're not
No,
even going
hell
to see
no.
those. We're not even going to see those in the preseason games. But it would be nice to see, get kind of a sense of how he call plays, and it would be nice to see them take some shots down the field. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now we will. Now one thing I would say for a lot of these receivers that are fighting for these roster spots, I do hope they can get some time, maybe a play or two here, with the first team offense, not this game, but going in the future, so they can get some, some reps with Bryce and whatnot. But we'll see how what you call Timmy Two Gloves Kenny Pickett does. Now, mind you, Kenny Pickett did look a little I ain't gonna say rattled, but he did have a couple snaps where he had a hard time holding on to the ball, dropped it a couple times, and had to pick it up. By that time, like I said, the play was damn near over, but I mean, he did have some nice throws. He did have one really nice throw to Mechie on the sideline. Shoot, that was right in front of where we were sitting at. And but yeah, and like I said earlier, Haynes King had some good throws rolling out the pocket. Now, mind you, in the game, that play would have been done before he had a chance to roll out because the defensive line was right there in his face just about. I also want to see what combination we're going to have as far as the second team offensive line, because now will tell me if I'm wrong, but in my opinion, the second team offensive line got worked over a good little bit last night. I
Yeah.
don't think they had the best of showings as far as a group. And again, like I said earlier, people were moving, from left to right side as far as guards and tackles as well. I think the only consistent, person from only consistent spots that didn't move on that second group was the center. We saw Sam Heck take some snaps. We saw Nick Samick take some snaps as well. Brady Christensen played guard. They had Stone Forsythe at both tackle spots, and then who was my man? Albert Reese, if I'm not mistaken. Got my little card here.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
you're right.
Albert Reese, if I'm not mistaken, I think he might have took some snaps at both sides as well. So that's what I want to see. And agreeing with Tony, I definitely want to see what the rookies do, especially Lee Hunter. There was a clip at camp, of him. I forgot who he was going up against. It might have been Aaron Hall. If I'm not mistaken, he is 61. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, why did they give him 61? But you know, whatever.
He picked what was available.
Well, I mean, my thing was he was 91 or he's 99 at Duke. You know, I think number
Mhm.
90 is available because they don't have nobody with. Well, no, never mind.
Oh
Pep, they
no,
never mind.
no,
No, never
sir,
mind. My bad.
sir.
My bad. Okay,
Okay.
so I see why he got 60 something. Okay, never mind. Forget I said that. Never mind. Forget
Okay.
I
Go
said that.
ahead. Carry on, CJ. Carry on.
No, I'm going to walk off the stage on that one with that particular thing. But there was a clip of Lee Hunter, and he had a rep way. I think it was Aaron Hall he took, and I mean pushed him from here to Albuquerque, you know, very quickly. You know, but again, it's a big difference between going against, you know, your teammates at practice, going against somebody else in an actual game situation. So I would
You
love to
said
see
Lee Hunter and Aaron Hall?
yeah, they were doing a little drill, and Lee Hunter lined up, and it was like they were kind of already like standing up, and he had his hands. I
Yeah.
think it was. I want to say it was Aaron Hall. I think it was 61 that he was going up against.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
you talking about okay.
I'm just talking
Doing
about the
position
defensive
drill.
line drill. Yeah, position drill. Yeah,
Yeah,
not
okay.
training camp,
All right.
not training camp. But no, I'm
Okay.
sorry, not Fan Fest. I mean, not Fan Fest last night. But there was a
Gotcha.
clip. He got a hold of whoever that was, and pushed him straight out of the state like real fast. You know, and a lot of people were resharing it and talking about Vita Vea who things like that, because if y'all haven't heard, Vita Vea from the Tampa Bay Bucks wants a trade. Okay, I think they were unable to come to terms on some sort of agreement, so he wants out. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. If Carolina had the cap space, let me tell you, bring that brother in expeditiously. Bring him in. I hope it's not a situation where he goes to somebody else in the division. You know, I hope he goes to a division that we don't play this year. But you got to think that's going to be a big blow for Tampa Bay
He can go to San
if they can't.
Francisco.
Yeah. Let them go to San Francisco. Yeah, exactly. Be closer to home. Because I think he's from the
Yes.
West Coast. He went to Washington. So that'd be closer to home for him. But
Mhm.
and again, I know I'm going off top here, but also speaking about Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Okay, so them and Baker Mayfield are now, kind of at odds. Baker Mayfield made some comments about the organization the other day that if I'm not mistaken, Tampa Bay is not too happy about. Okay, I think they offered Baker Mayfield a 2-year extension, $100 million, 50 million, 50 million a season, but the guaranteed money was not what Baker Mayfield wanted. And Baker Mayfield wanted a long-term contract. He didn't want just 2 years. But as somebody pointed out, you got to remember, Baker Mayfield is 31 years old. You know what I mean? And I think he wants a long-term contract still at that $50 million a year threshold. So I'm thinking he's probably looking for like a 4 or 5 year deal or somewhere like $250 million per se. And he probably wants a crap ton of guaranteed money. So, if they can't resolve that, hell, Tampa Bay might be looking for another starting quarterback next season. So that's just a little bit of
For
NFC
them.
South news.
Good for them.
Yeah.
I did not know Baker was 117 years old.
Yeah. He 31.
Mm.
I did not think he was that old either.
Yeah,
But
Baker's up there.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But,
Well, he's been in the league what now? 10 years? At least 10.
Hold on.
He spent like the first 4 years with Cleveland, then 2
One
years
with
with
us.
us, right? And he's been in
No,
Tampa
he had a
for
half
the
a
past
season with us. 2018.
2018. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So going on 9 years.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So yeah, so he was what? Hell, he was what, 24, 25 when he got in the league? No, no, 23. My bad, 23. Okay. Hey, yeah. Well, we'll see how that plays out down in Tampa. And let me keep this going for just a little bit. Speaking of NFC South too, the Saints also they lost their defensive tackle, Brian Reese. if I'm not mistaken, he's out for the season with a torn ACL. All right.
Yep.
Then you got Tua aggravated some kind of injury. I think both of them are back at practice. Him and Penix, or has Penix been cleared to
No, he
play
has
yet?
not been cleared yet.
He
has
has
not been cleared yet.
Okay. So, hey, we'll see how things look down there in Flowery Branch. So, hey, okay. All right, bet. But yeah, but everybody, we do have football this week. Finally, something to physically see, on the field, on the broadcast. You know what I mean? So that is good. And like I said again, Carolina Panthers versus the Arizona Cardinals in Canton, Ohio, at the Hall of Fame game, where one of our own, Mr. The masterful technician himself, Luke Kuechly, will be inducted into the Hall of Fame. All right, and well deserved,
Hell
Mr. Luke
yeah.
Kuechly. Well deserved. All right. A few more comments. Let me see. Also said Haynes King and Kyle Trask. I don't think they signed Kyle Trask just yet. I don't think they brought him in for a workout. I don't know if they signed him. If they did sign him, y'all let me know.
Dave mentioned at the presser after the Fan Fest that because of other injuries and other positions that needed bodies, they had decided to wait on the signing of Kyle Trask. They put that off to the back burner. So no, they have not signed him.
Gotcha. Okay. Mr. Hunky Dory with his Hall of Fame game expectations. Names of people on the field playing that I don't know, and 80% likely won't see in a regular season game. Oh,
dang, Mr. Hunky Dory.
Charles said, doing all right, just staying cool. I feel you. He says, I'm skeptical on Brad Idzik, as Unc said he can only put up 10 points a game. I hope that changes. Okay. Well, I mean, and like I said, and you got to remember, this is his first time calling plays since Dave Canales has been here. Now, Brad Idzik has been his offensive coordinator, but Dave Canales has been the play caller up until now. This will be Brad Idzik's first season where he is the one calling all of the offensive plays. So we'll see. Freddie, what's going on? So what up, CJ and OG's Tone and Big Will? How you doing, sir?
What's up, Freddie?
How's it going, Freddie?
Kenny picked that shit off. He said, "Oh, you said expectations. I was thinking reality." Okay, he says, so expectations, rookie and second year players in the right position and running the right routes. That is a good thing you want in a preseason game. That is absolute facts. That and snap timing on offense and defense. Facts. Oh, and let me also say this. Second year kicker, Ryan Fitzgerald, looked pretty damn good last night. I don't think he missed a kick that he attempted last night. I know he kicked like a 53 or 55 yard at one point.
Yeah, he did.
Sam Martin was out there punting, and it was there was a little bit of a halftime show going on with the Top Cats, but Sam Martin was still out there punting. And when I say he hit about 3 or 4 punts in a row that landed like inside of the 2-yard line. And I'm sitting thinking to myself, like, all right, bro, translate that over into the regular season and we'll be Gucci. Hopefully he won't have to punt that much. But when he does, if he punted from that same, down the distance that they were at last night, I would love to see that. Because, I mean, like I said, it was right in front of me. He put about, I think it was like 3 or 4 punts in a row that fell inside the 5-yard line. So shout out to Sam Martin for that. All right. He says she's everyone messing knees up. Yeah. Oh, speaking of knees, did y'all see the Bengals cat Shamar Stewart? Woo!
Yes.
They are
Your
lucky.
leg is not supposed to bend like that.
Ooh. Now hold on. Now he was drafted last year and never played, right?
Yeah, he's the one that held out because a little wording or something that was in his contract where they were trying to wiggle their way out of giving him guaranteed money. Yeah.
Second round pick.
Yeah, second round pick out of Texas A&M.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. All right. I was sitting thinking, I was like, I don't remember him in this draft. But yeah, but y'all seen that play, but his knee went the wrong way. I thought he was done, but
Yes.
luckily, and good for him. Good for him. They said it was just a hyperextended knee, and I don't know if they have a timetable for him to be back, but he didn't break anything, so that's good.
Oh wow.
Good for him.
Well,
Good
won't he
for
do
him.
it? Look at God.
Yeah,
Hey,
yes, he will.
I don't know if
Yeah.
you saw it, Will, but if you see it, it was nasty. Oh,
It
Oh
was.
man,
nasty.
I'm gonna go take a
Yeah.
look at it. I hadn't seen it yet.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, make sure you got some
Yeah.
water with you. make sure you get it, and I ain't gonna lie, because that type of stuff doesn't really bother me. But when I saw that clip, I was like, I said, oh, okay. I was like, ooh, that was not a pretty sight. But yeah, they said he just hyperextended it, if I'm not mistaken, and he should be good to go whatever timeline they have for him. All right, so he ain't breaking anything. All right, well, cool beans. Well, again, I appreciate everybody for joining me and Tone and Will on the show today. Okay, on your way out, all right, if you haven't already, please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. If you enjoy the show, please think about supporting the channel. You can leave me a super chat. You can hit me on my Cash App. The Cash App is right here. It's at Armchair GMCJ, and I appreciate all the love and support. Okay, and before we get out of here, let me also mention this. Make sure you tune in during the week, okay, for the morning kickoff show. All right, make sure you tune in during the week for the morning kickoff show, hosted by this gentleman right here, who looks like a microphone and a bunch of words right now because he probably got too much gel in his hair and won't turn his camera on. Okay, so make sure you tune in to see Low Tone Tony Monday through Friday at 7:00 Eastern Standard Time. Okay, he's streaming on the Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk YouTube channel. He's also streaming right here on Carolina's Armchair GMCJ as well. But yes, 5 days a week. Make sure you go check out Low Tone Tone.
Link is in the chat.
We greatly appreciate it. Yes. Link is in the chat. All right. So Tone, Will, any other things y'all want to say before we get up out of here?
Yeah, the link is in the chat. Make sure y'all go to youtube.com/@UO Sports Talk. Like Gumby just said, make sure you subscribe, turn the post notification bell, select all, and be a part of Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk, as well as Carolina Armchair GMCJ, and 5 days a week, 7 a.m. Eastern Time.
Until. Hey, Will, real quick before you go, he mad because he can't pull Gumby off like this. Go ahead, Will. Go ahead.
Wow. Hey, I'm staying out of it. Seemed like a family fight. I'm gonna see my way out of it. So the only other thing I wanted to mention is the last person to lead the field to sign autographs was Derek Brown.
Yes.
That means something. He stayed out there and signed as much stuff as he could. Stayed out there and signed as long as he could.
They had to make him leave because the fireworks were about to start, so he had to get behind the little fence that they put up there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's class A guy. That go to show you that he feels that this is his fan. This is his fan base, his team, his organization. I like that. Take ownership, DB. Take ownership.
Yes, sir. All right, and real quick, shout out to Reality Beats for the $5 super chat. Greatly appreciate it. He said, I'm gonna be on the cruise for a week. If y'all don't see me in the chat, Tone and CJ. Hey, let me tell you, make sure you have fun. Hey, stay safe, and we'll see you when you get back, dog. Appreciate all the support, all the love you shown us, man. Thank you very much. And make sure
whatever you
have a ball.
Don't jump.
Hey, really? That's your advice. Not be safe, not have fun, not take pictures. This motherfucker said, and don't jump. You know what? I'll tell you.
And he's giving out safety briefings. That's all he's doing. Handing out a safety briefing.
Talk to him, Will.
Wow.
He understand.
And what safety briefing do they say? Don't jump like that. Come on.
Oh man. Okay. I've been in safety groups where they say don't beat your dog, don't beat your wife, don't drink and drive. Don't call me if something happened.
Go put on a parachute and forget to hook your static line up. And I tell you don't jump and you jump anyway.
Uh-huh.
Guess what's gonna happen?
Yeah,
Yeah.
these are all.
Okay, Army of
Over
two.
his
We're not talking about that.
over his head, Will. Over his head. I'm my bad. Went over his
Completely. Completely.
Yeah.
Completely. Hey, Mr. Hunky Dory said, you get me up by 10 a.m. The house must be on fire. I ain't mad at you.
God
uh,
damn.
Austin,
I'm
Austin
gonna
said,
tell
keep
my wife that joke. I'm gonna tell my wife that
Oh
one.
God.
That's
man.
funny.
Hey, but you know what though? This morning, let me tell you, this morning, I always wake up before my alarm clock go off at 6, and now it's even on the weekends. 5:45, I was staring straight at the ceiling like, crap. Now I can't go back to sleep. But Austin said, keep pounding Maine, low tone, in the morning, Monday through Friday, like radio. Appreciate you, Austin. Yes, sir. All righty. All right, y'all. So, as always, Panther Nation, on your way out, make sure you like and subscribe and do everything that I mentioned before. Make sure you go check out Low Tone Tony, Monday through Friday with the unbiased opinion, sports talk morning kickoff. Okay. And we appreciate all the love and support. And as always, Panther Nation, I'm leaving y'all with 3 things. Number 1, y'all be good. Number 2, y'all be safe. And number 3, as always, Panther Nation, keep pounding, man. I'll see you.